Yo, what's good guys? Pav here. How's everyone doing? Guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make trap beats in FL Studio. And if you're a beginner, you're going to love this tutorial.
Pav on the beat.
Now, trap beats are very easy. This is the modern rap and hip hop kind of beats. Usually we would produce rap beats at the tempo of between 80 and 100, sometimes 70. But what we're doing is working double time. So usually we work between 140 and 160. I like working with 141. It's just a really nice kind of swing to the beat. So I'm going to make this trap beat in a tempo of 141. Now I'm using the Cymatics Equinox 3 drum kit. I will leave a link below so you guys can have all the same samples as what I'm using if you're going to be following my tutorial. So first I'm going to pick my samples. So guys, I've picked my samples and this is the sounds that I'm going to be using. So let's start off with making the drums. To program the drums, I'm simply going to start with the snare and just lay it out like this. Now I want to extend this playlist out on my view step sequencer to be a bit larger. So I'm going to extend it by 4 and by 4 again. And now we've got a 16 bar loop. Now I've got a clap which I'm going to overlay just like this. What you want to do is you want to stick to the same pattern. Usually lay it out right here. If you're working with 1/4 and above tempo, usually we would put the snares up like this. But that'd be too fast. So what we're doing is we double timing it and spacing it out. I'm going to lay my kicks in there. Now on the hi-hats, what I'm going to do, right click and fill every second step. Right click in here. So this is the hi-hat loop and we're going to add a few sounds in here. Pretty simple hi-hat pattern. Now on these sounds, I don't know if you guys can hear, but this sound doesn't sound good, so we're going to remove it. And already sounds better. Sometimes when you program a drum pattern and it doesn't sound good, don't be scared to remove any sound that doesn't sound good. Now on the hi-hats, what I'm going to do is add a few low keys like this. And again, do the same over here, just to give it a bit more swing. Just like that. And I might add a few more drum rolls, hi-hat rolls here at the front. Ooh, I like that. Just like this. Then what I'm going to do is select everything, click at the top here on the spanner and select quantize. Click on a drop down on the folder here at the top and select 16 hi-hats. Notice how the volumes have changed at the bottom. Perfect. I'm going to click on a control, click on panning, and I'm going to select the pen, and I'm basically going to come in here and pan the hi-hats left and right. Now, I want to move them about halfway where you've got these little squares at the bottom. You kind of want to move them halfway, so don't be too picky, but left, right, start off with just a little bit left, and then finish it halfway on the other side. This can be time consuming, but it's definitely worth the panning effect that we're going to have on the hi-hats. And that's it. That's the hi-hat panning effect done on the screen. And let's listen to the hi-hats now. Segment these to singly just play the hi-hats. That is cool. And then play that with a drum pattern. Now what we're going to do is select the snares and put all of the snares into pattern 2 and run everything down to 0 on the default, and double click on the snare, and we're going to mix this snare to sound good. So we're going to type in snare, and here on the effects I'm using a plugin called TDR Molotov. There'll be a link in my description. You guys can download TDR Molotov, and I'm going to be showing you guys basically how to mix and master the snare. So let's play it. So move the attack up about 15 milliseconds and the release to about 138. And then the makeup of this, let's give it plus 1.5 decibels. Then we're going to add EQ. We're going to use Ozone. This is also free to download. I'm going to leave a link below to Ozone 11. It's free to download. There'll be more information on Producer Buzz, also on how to download it and get it up and running. And once you load this up, we're going to select something called Clear Mid-Range on here. And just leave that on. Perfect. So this is what it sounded before. It was peaking a bit. Now we've EQ'd it. Perfect. And also just take it down about 0.5 decibels. It's minus 0.5. So this is drum pattern 1. Now we're going to right click here at the top and we're going to select clone. And what this is going to do is clone pattern 1 to be the same as pattern 2. But on pattern 2, what we're going to do is simply remove few kicks. So I'm going to have the first kick come in, nothing, second kick and nothing. So now we've got pattern 1 and pattern 2. And when we play together, this is what we get. So we remove the kick to give us a different drum pattern. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to click in here and we're going to segment out the hi-hats. So right click and cut, both on pattern 1 and pattern 2, right click and cut. And we're going to go to pattern 3 and we're going to right click and paste those hi-hats in here and put them into our playlist. So now we can control, remove the hi-hats when we want, or remove the drums and have the hi-hats. Just like that. Now that we've got this on the playlist, we're gonna add some melody. So guys, I'm using a free VST plugin called Vital. It's free to use, comes with 75 free presets. And again, I'll leave a link to it below if you guys want to download it and follow my tutorial. And on here, there is a really cool preset on the keys called Key Station. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a trap melody. So go to pattern 4 and program a trap melody. So this is what I have. Now I'm going to Control A and move this over with holding Shift and just clicking on it. Do the same again, just hold Shift and click on it, and again. Now we will have a melody that sounds like this. And on the end, we can either add or subtract melody. And what we're going to do is we're going to select the bottom key, hold Shift on your keyboard, select the last one. While holding Shift, click on a pen, click on this, and drag down and then let go of the Shift, and you can copy that and clone it down just like that, 1 octave. So it's in the same key as above, but we're moving it to the same key below. So this is the same key, just a bit lower, and extrude this out a little bit, just like that. So we've got the main bass melody, and this is what it sounds like. Now the melody sounds cool, but is overpowering. So what we're gonna do is click in here and drag this to number. So I'm going to change this to 11 because 10 is my mic input. And I'm going to change my melody to be blue. So I know not to touch it. That it's blue. And I'm going to open up Fruity Parametric EQ too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the 3 bands on the top here. And because the melody is overpowering, I'm going to remove a few frequencies. Now let's listen to the melody again. So the easiest way to do it is to take the first part and move it just so it's below the sub over here. Take the second band, and move it in the middle between the low band. And take the last one and move it just so it's in the middle of the high band. And we're getting rid of the treble. Now, using the keys here at the top, we're going to drag down the first one and drag down the last one. And this is what we've got now with the melody. Versatile and stronger push between that mid. You can click on here and drag this down, which is going to kind of just give us a more uplift between there. And we can do the same on the other side. Just a little bit like that. And there we go. And we can move that too in the middle and just push up a bit. So this is what it sounded like without the EQ. As you can see, there's a lot going on, and this is what it sounds like with the EQ on. As you can see, we removed the muddiness, removed the lows. So we kind of removed the muddiness and the lows with the oversaturation, the track. We're leaving space in there for the 808 or the sub, as well as remove the high mids, because we're going to have another melody which is going to kind of segment that part. So we want this melody to kind of sit between the low mid and the mid. So we don't want to overdrive it. And that's what we've done here. If you guys are enjoying this, also hit the like and smash the subscribe button. You know how we do it here, Pav Music Production. Now, I like the melody, but it's too powering, and I want to take down the melody and make it sound more trappy. In order to do this, I'm going to use a plugin called Deja Vu. Now, Deja Vu is a free plugin, and you guys can download it. There'll be a link in more description to it, again, underneath this video. And this is what it does. So I'm going to load it up. Deja Vu. Now notice how my melodies change as soon as I turn it on. But this is too dark, so I'm going to select 1.5, 1 out of 4, 1 out of 4 on the looping, 1 out of 4 on the settings over here, and the smoothness, take it up to about 25%. And the band, move it down just below, just near the top, well, just near the 7,000 hertz, just like that. And now play it. Now if we play the track inside of our studio, this is what we have. Now we're going to add another melody on top of this within the Vital VST. This is what it sounds like, and I'm going to add it to the melody just here. We're going to add one more instrument. Now I'm going to use the analog pad sound within the Vital VST. And what I'm going to do now is move this one to channel 12 and this one to channel 13. I'm going to click on 11 and I'm going to go in here and file, save, export this effect. And I'm going to call this effect trap beat main melody. And I'm going to import that export that I just did into 12 and into number 13. Just like that. And basically I've got melody part 1, part 2, part 3, all using the same effects. But this time on the melody number 2, which is this one at the bottom, I'm going to take this frequency and I'm going to move it up. Okay? So basically drag it up. And the last one, I'm going to change the frequency on this as well. And I'm going to take the last one pretty much to the end. Just like this. And I'm going to take the last melody and give it a little bit of a stereo. So type in stereo, Fruity Stereo Shaper. And take this halfway, not halfway, about 25%, well 3 milliseconds to the right, and click on pre, so the effect happens before it even comes in. And do a same kind of stereo effect to the second melody, but this time go to the left and pre 3.5 to the left. And we're not going to touch the first melody. And this is what we've got now. Check this out. Notice how the kick isn't very punchy. So we're going to take the kick and take it to number 1, which is over here. Rename this to kick. And I'm just going to add an effect on here. Again, using TDR Molotov. Very good compression. And you've got a few presets here on the side, but you don't really need them. All you need is to take the makeup up. You can max it out to about 5.0 decibels. This is going to go banging hard, but we're going to move it down until we find that perfect kick sound. Now that goes pretty hard. It's peaking, so we're going to go on the side and add something called soft clipper. And this is going to prevent the kick from clipping. There we go, hits hard. That pad is too loud, move it down a bit. We're going to add a little bit of reverb to the snare. It's too loud. Take the input to about 15%. Here at the top you can see that. Perfect. And now notice how one of the snares is overpowering, which is this one in the middle. Just gonna move that to pattern 3. Perfect. Now that we've got our melody, we can add the final melody to this to make this beat complete. Okay guys, and once we select Citrus, we're gonna open up the FM plugin, okay, which is over here. And this is gonna give us a sound like this. Really cool sound. And we're going to program another melody inside of this melody, being the third note hitting the same as all the other notes, pretty much like that, and everything else kind of dipping down just like that. It's going to give us this nice kind of do 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 kind of sound. And what we're going to do is we're going to control A, hold shift on the keyboard, and we're going to drag across once like that. And here at the end, we're going to take this out, press Ctrl and C on the keyboard and delete. It's like, oh no, it's gone. Don't panic. We're going to go on to pattern 5, go into the piano, and press Ctrl and V, and we paste it in. And then we're going to bring it to the playlist just like this and drag it in just like that. And this is what we have. Now what we can do on pattern 4 is break these 3 melodies into different channels. So what we can do is leave space for the other 2 melodies in here that we've got. We simply press Ctrl S, hold this on our keyboard, and with our right mouse key click on pattern 4. And this is gonna segment all the sounds, okay? And now, if we click on here, we can remove these sounds, delete them, and just drag in 1, 2, 3. This has separated all our melodies just using that shortcut there. And this is what we have. Now, to begin this track, we can pretty much... So we select everything, zoom out, and we can press Ctrl and B to duplicate this. So this is the intro. This is the chorus of the intro. Then the verse. This is like 1 out of 4 on the verse, 2 out of 4 on the verse. This is 3 out of 4 on the verse. And that's the verse right there, done. And about 2 minutes in, and this is pretty much our pattern. Now on this beat, first of all, the first 2 that we've got is the intro. So what we're gonna do on the intro is remove the drums. Just have the melody coming in. Notice how I didn't create the 808 yet. I'm gonna create the 808 right at the end because I want it to sound right. That's the 808 sub. Now, on this melody where it comes in, I'm gonna have this melody coming in when the chorus drops in, and then I'm gonna remove this bottom melody when we're inside a verse, right? So this is the chorus and this is the verse. And I'm also going to remove the hi-hats from the first part of the verse. The second part of the verse, which is over here, we can drop those hi-hats back in. So now if we play it, this is what we get. When we drop the melody in, what we can do is we can remove 2 segments of the melody and just have this playing. When we get to the second part of the first verse, we're going to have the melody coming in. Let's uplift those pads a bit. And at the end here, before it goes into the chorus, we're going to kill off the drums, not halfway, but 75%. And we're going to do the same similar effect here in the middle, but it goes from part 1 melody to part 2. We're going to find a symbol to create a transition within this track. Now I like this sound, so I'm going to drag it in, this symbol. And all I'm going to do here on the playlist is select none on the top, double click in it and reverse this. And just drag it so it meets the end like that. Let's just check that out. So it goes in, take down the volume to 60%. Perfect. We can leave that in there. Click on cell again, hold shift, click on it, add the same effect over here. And then add the same effect when we go from not in the middle of the verse, because this is the verse where the rapper's rapping. And second verse where the rapper's rapping. We don't want to put this transition until we go back to chorus. Now I'm going to go in and program in the 808, which is the final sound that's missing from this. Now I'm using the 808 sound, which is royalty free from the Unison drums. This one, I will leave a link to the Unison drum kit below in my description. Really cool 808 starter. 808 starter sound, really cool. Okay, and now this is the last sound that we've added, which is the 808. I left the 808 right to the end because I want this to sound the way I want it to sound. Now, first thing that I'm gonna do on this 808 is go in here, kill everything off to 0, and just take the hold up to 75%, sustain, move it up about 25%, and release about, as you guys can see here on the screen, just move it up, not 25%, not 15, but 10, just like that. So when you press it, really nice sound. Now when we put it into the playlist here, we want the 808 to kind of sit same volume as these. Don't overpower it. Now the best way to program the 808 is to actually play the melody along with the drums. So that's what we're doing. Here guys, I've gone really simple with the 808. Still sounds really low, so just select it all and move it up slightly. Perfect. Now I'm going to take it out, this melody that I've put at the bottom, And I've just done the most simplest 808 pattern here for you guys, which pretty much works on anything. You can add more or subtract, but I'm pretty happy with the way it sounds. And I'm just gonna put this into my playlist, well, my view step sequencer. And at the end, as the drums cut off, we're gonna cut off the 808 as well, just like that. And what we've got here is we've got a drum pattern now. Check this out. We've pretty much got the whole song. The intro. Studio's bugging out. Hey. Part 2 of the verse. Now this is going to be the chorus. When it goes back in. Just like that. Okay, and second part of the verse, just repeat that, bam. Chorus, this is like the hook on a track. There you go, guys, that goes straight to the end. And here at the end for the outro on the chorus, what you can have is remove the drums, the hi-hats at the end, the 808, so it just goes just like that. And do that before. So as it goes into the chorus, you can do it before or at the end. So it goes into the, from the last verse 2 into the hook. Just like that. Okay, and now we can create automation for the main master volume. Click on the mixer, right click onto the main master volume and create automation clip. And what we've done is we've added this automation clip here inside of our studio. And with this automation clip, we can control the volume. So what we're gonna do is zoom in just like this so we can see it clearer, and we're going to hold shift and click here at the top, and we want to make sure that the last one is at the volume of 80%. And to start it off, we're going to start it off around 40%, just like that, and leave this one at 80%. Now you guys can see this is affecting my volume as well as I talk. So this is 40% and the volume is going to come in. And then at the end, we're going to do the same, but this time end the track and basically dim it to nothing. So we're going to go in here. Now as we got the loop, last loop coming in, we pretty much want this to start somewhere around here. So again, 80%. Now, if you can't see what you're doing, look at the top here. When I move that up and down, that volume figure changes. 80%. Change this down to 0 at the end. And when you play this, this is what you're gonna have. The volume gets louder. When we get to the final verse of the ending, this is the last ending sound. So the rapper's rapping right at the end, goes into the last hook. Now, the volume's gonna start dipping. The end. And there you go, guys. Just like that, we made a full track inside FL Studio, a full trap beat. So this is a very simple layout, guys. Again, we've got the intro part 1, and then it goes into the rapping, which is the verse. All of this is the first verse. But we've got part 1, which is over here, part 2, which is over here, with a slight little dip in the drum, and then melodies kicking in, more melodies building up towards the chorus. And then when we get to the chorus, it dims down. There's a little impact reverse sound, which gives us a build up of the first verse, of the first hook within the song. And then it goes to part 2 over here. Again, we're using that reverse symbol to demonstrate the transition between a hook and a verse. And when it gets to the verse, again, we've got another pattern here. This is pattern 2, pretty much copied from pattern 1. Once you get the first part done, and once you get your verse and your chorus, you pretty much made a whole song, because you just duplicate that, and at the end, you either subtract or add more melodies. And we subtracted here at the end, and that is pretty much it. Full track produced here by Pav. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you obviously enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you guys drop the like if you enjoyed this. And again, peace out, subscribe. All the download links that you need are below in my description. Apart from that, peace out, subscribe, ciao.